What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today it is another great episode in the Jackson King saga as we take on Florida in Jackson King's first career start. As you can see here, we got a game preview here brought to you by none other than Kirk Herbstreit himself as we go and take a look into the team statistics for both the Wildcats and the Gators here. Wildcats not doing too hot as of late. Jackson King looking to bring them back to the promised land. But as you can see here, the Kentucky schedule thus far, took a couple bad L's to Miami and Louisville. But here we are now. The team leaders rose there, the team's leading rusher, among other things, Kyle Trask, at the head of this Gator offense. So without further ado, let's get right into the action in Jackson King's first start. So here we are here in the Kentucky Bluegrass here at Kroger Field. Coach Mark Stoops has this team ready to go as they wear their blacked out uniforms here for this conference matchup here. A very important game. Florida coming in ranked number 15 in the nation, even though they have a 1-2 record. But that does not scare these Kentucky Wildcats as they have new life with Jackson King under center, and his first start officially in his career is a handoff to Rose up the right side for a gain of 3 yards there. Jackson King, the official starter for today's game, as he looks to drop back to pass here for the first time, and he finds Lynn Bowden Jr. over there on the right side on a nice little curl route for 16 yards. Lynn Bowden, I'm sure, is going to have a very nice repertoire with Jackson King here early in the season as Jackson King looks to get comfortable in this Wildcat offense, and Lynn Bowden surely will look to make that a lot easier for the young QB here. Rig in motion this time. King hands it off to Rose, who has a nice hole over on the right side and picks up a very good gain for the Kentucky offensive 9 yards. 2nd and 1 here. King in shotgun formation, looking right side and finds Allen Daly Jr., the freshman, there for an 8-yard reception. He's going to look to have a big role in the offense this season as well. 2nd and 13 here, running the speed option. King flips it to Smoke, who is just fighting for yards and picks up 3 or 4 there. Beautiful play there and great effort play by Smoke, the backup running back here on this offense. Leading to a 3rd and 10. This time King's rolling out. He's got a man over the middle. That's Josh Ali. Ali turns up the field. He gets into the red zone there. A 34-yard gain down close to the goal line. Josh Ali, number 6, the one of the other leading receivers here on this team, along with Lynn Bowden Jr. The two of them going to look to have very good things happening with Sir Jackson King here as he's dropping back to pass again. He's rolling right, has a seam, makes a tackler miss with the turbo jets and gets into the end zone. Jackson King's first rushing touchdown of his career there along the right side, showing the news that he's got some wheels there and that teams need to look out for him on the ground here as Wildcats get the ball back at 7-7. Asim Rose up the middle for an 11-yard gain there. Not a bad play at all. This Wildcat rushing attack looking very good thus far. Jackson King with a beautiful throw on the run there to Rig over on the right side. He had a man in his face, but he finds his tight end Justin Rig there for a 24-yard gain, his first of the day. Jackson King and Justin Rig have had a good repertoire in practice, and they are hoping that that will carry over into the games here as Asim Rose gets another carry up the middle, but does not do too hot that time. Only a 2-yard gain there, and it is 3rd down and 6 to go. Asim Rose there, 6 rushes for 23 yards, but that'll do it for the first quarter here in Lexington as Kentucky and number 15 ranked Florida are tied here 7-7. Kyle Trask looking to get his Gators back into the win column as they start 1-2. Let's see what Coach Mark Stoops has for this Wildcat team. Coming out here in the second quarter, 3rd and 6. The offense had plenty of time to talk it over here as Jackson King drops back to pass. Moving left here in the pocket. Finds his man over the middle. That's Lynn Bowden Jr. who hangs on to that one. That's a 16-yard reception there. Let's take another look. Lynn Bowden coming over the middle. Jackson King puts it on him there. A couple men in his face, but it did not shake the young man's confidence, and he delivered the rock beautifully here. 2nd and 3, Asim Rose on the handoff, breaking it up to the left side and gets close to the goal line there, an 8-yard pickup. His 1st and goal here for the Wildcat offense. Jackson King dropping back to pass here. Here's rolling right, looking for a man. He had A there for a second, trying to get to the corner, can't get there, and he is sacked for a 2-yard loss. I guess that would be a rush, not a sack. Who knows? But nonetheless, it's 3rd and goal here. Jackson King runs the flip to Asim Rose, and he gets into the end zone there for a touchdown. Beautiful fake there to the fullback. got the pitch off just in time and had the outside linebacker there that was bearing down on him. And Kentucky goes up 14-7 with the defense getting a stop here and getting the ball back. A beautiful punt return by the special teams as Rose up the seam there for a healthy gain of 20. Ball delivered by Jackson King there. And the Wildcat offense is moving right back into Florida territory here. As a seam, Rose gets the handoff again up the middle, finds a seam, fighting through defenders, getting down to the goal line. Once again, Rose is having himself a day. And first and goal here for the Wildcat offense. This time King dropping back to pass again. This time he's rushing left, getting to the pylon, and he makes it this time. His second rushing touchdown of the day. He did not get beat to the corner this time as Jackson King puts the Kentucky Wildcats up 21-7. He just had the wheels there to get to the corner and get to the pylon and get the touchdown. Later here though, 1st and 10. Kentucky with the ball back once again here, running a 2-minute drill with 1:43 left in the half as Jackson King is in shotgun formation this time for a 2nd and 1. He's rolling out right, looking to have a man. He throws across his body, finds Lynn Bowden, who breaks a tackle there, outruns his man and picks up a very healthy gain. A very dangerous throw, but Jackson King gets lucky, slips it through, and it is a big gain for a 1st down. Later here on 1st and 10, he's finding Rose over on the right side, who gets a big hit on him from the Florida Gator there. As we are running no huddle offense, Jackson King wants to get his guys back to the line. No adjustments needed thus far, but Jackson King here trying to draw him off sides, get a free play perhaps. Finds his man Daly Jr. over the middle, the freshman once again for a 19-yard gain there, and the Wildcats are cooking here with a minute left in the half, trying to effectively build a big lead and a lot of momentum going into the 3rd quarter here. But 2nd and 4, 47 seconds left on the clock. Jackson King rolls right, finds Josh Ali, and it is another passing touchdown there, the 1st of the game, the 2nd of his career, as he has started this game 11 for 12, 162 and a touchdown. Let's take another look at this beautiful throw on the run here. Fits it right into a tight window, over the top of the corner, right below the safety. Josh Ali takes the hit and hangs on for a touchdown for this Wildcat offense. Just a great play all around by the entire Kentucky offense. Later here though, we are in the 3rd quarter as Asim Rose is getting the read option handoff there and gets a good gain of 5 over on the left side. But Kentucky up 28-14 here on number 15, Florida. True freshman Jackson King is playing an excellent ball game. This time he's rolling right. He has a man right there. It's Daly Jr. who gets the pick up there for 26 yards. A beautiful ball right over the top of the linebacker, and it is a good gain here again. This time the screen pass. King didn't like it. Tries to scramble, and he fumbles on the hit there. Unfortunate there. Jackson King not able to audible from the screen pass, did not trust the man coverage that he saw, tried to make something happen, and it was a fumble. But the defense comes up huge there, gets a stop, and gets the ball right back to the offense. So Kentucky still has their 14-point lead that they have worked so hard to build here, as they are handing it off here to Asim Rose on 3rd and 8. He only picks up 5 though, so the offense has to punt the ball back. Defense comes up with a huge stop and another big punt return to get the ball already in Florida territory. As now it is 2nd and 8 here. Kentucky trying to really pound out the clock here, handing it off to Rose, who gets put back in the backfield. A 5-yard loss there on that run, leading to a 3rd and 12. Ball in Jackson King's hands, empty set backfield. He finds his man Wagner over the middle. The senior, lower on the depth chart, Ahmad Wagner, comes in and makes a great play there on 3rd and 12, and definitely helping out his Kentucky offense that he has worked in for the last 4 years. Later here's 1st and 10, 3 minutes and some change, counting. Asim Rose on the handoff on the right side, breaks the tackle, gets up around the 10-yard line there for a good gain for the Wildcat offense. 2nd and 4 here, handing it off to Asim Rose once again, working his way up the left side there, trying to cut back and find Asim, gets a 3-yard rush, but now it is 3rd and 1. Looks like they're going to hand it off to Asim Rose once again. He's got a lane here, battles through 4 or 5 Florida defenders there and barrels his way into the end zone. Asim Rose there showing off the big man strength and putting his Wildcats up to 35. Later here though, Florida has scored and answered, trying to run the inverted option here, and Jackson King is put down in the backfield here. The lead is still 14 with a little over 2 minutes left to go. If Kentucky can get points on this drive, it will effectively seal their fate here as King finds smoke out of the backfield there, and Florida uses their last timeout. So all Kentucky has to do here is start pounding out the clock, and they will take down ranked 15 Florida here in their SEC East matchup, and this is going to put Kentucky in a great spot heading towards the SEC championship here as they take down a divisional foe here early in the season. 40 seconds left here. Florida is out of timeouts here on third down. Smoke runs the ball up the right side, doesn't get the first down, but it does not matter as Kentucky does not have to snap the ball again. Kentucky Wildcats beat the ranked Florida Gators here 35-21. Jackson King, take a look at his numbers. He was 14 of 15 on the day, 246 and a passing touchdown with a pair of rushing touchdowns to go along with it. But it was an absolutely great team game played by this entire Wildcats team. Coach Mark Stoops had his boys ready to go here. King was sacked twice. Asim Rose, 25 attempts, 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 4.6 yards per carry, and he had a good amount of yards after the catch as well. Jackson King there, -2 yards, and Kavosi Smoke there, pitching in 18 yards on the ground as well in relief duties. But 4 rushing touchdowns for this team on the day was tremendous. Looking at the receivers now, it was an all-around performance. Freshman Daly Jr., Lynn Bowden as well. Both the juniors there showing out with 3 catches apiece. Josh Ali with the touchdown, the lone touchdown catch of the day. Asim Rose, 22 yards out of the backfield. Ahmad Wagner, the senior, coming in for that big third down play as well. Taking a look at the defense, some of the guys showing out. Taylor Jr. and Bohanna with a couple of sacks each, and as you can see, no interceptions and no forced fumbles there. But that was it, and a tremendous first start for the career of Jackson King. He takes down 15-ranked Florida. They're going to be singing his name in Lexington for years to come as Jackson King looks to be the answer here for this Wildcat team that has not been in contention in the national spotlight, at least for a very long time. But up next on the calendar is a game at South Carolina. Jackson King will continue to head this offense here as he is going to get a couple of upgrades here, as he is currently an 86 overall, but he's going up to an 88 with this one. +2 throw power and +1 throw accuracy, as well as the crow hop upgrade once we get to it, get there eventually. But it'll be 2 more throw power, 2 acceleration, and some jumping, just in case he wants to hurdle the pile whenever he pleases. But that'll do it here for today's episode. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like, let your friends know the story of Jackson King, and stay tuned for more episodes, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.